Accountability. It's a word I hear over and over again in meetings I have with business owners. Chad, we got good people, but we struggle with accountability. We don't really know how to do that very well. It's a very important aspect of creating growth inside of our business. What does it really mean? First and foremost, accountability is just not for the team. It's for the leader and owner as well. If you are not prepared to be accountable in your behaviors, you cannot expect anyone else to also be accountable, because your actions speak louder than words. Your mom probably told you that. Especially in small to medium-sized businesses, the influence of the owner or leader is tremendous on the overall well-being of the organization. So accountability, a small example. Owners who aren't accountable to have meetings and coaching calls with their team, with their leadership group, what happens, right? They say, yeah, we're gonna have a meeting, we're gonna review some things together, let's put that in the calendar, and then they blow it off. Oh, hey, something else more important came up. What does that say to the people about, keeping your word around developing your people? It says it's not that important, and when something else comes up, you can abandon it. So creating a culture of accountability starts with a leader. Have you published your behavioral expectations, what you are going to be held accountable to? Secondly, your team. Does the team clearly understand the expectations you have in terms of behavior, outcomes? Have they been talked about? What happens when they don't do it? I had one of the leaders I was talking to said, my people, they never get their reports in on time. And I said, well, what happens? Well, I chase them and I chase them and I chase them. I'm like, okay, and then what happens? What have they learned? There's no consequence. You cannot create accountability without consequences. So sometimes you have to take things away that people like. We know we do this with, if we have kids, we do this with our children. Sometimes we have to do this with our staff, especially salespeople. When I ran a sales team, I asked for reporting by Friday at 4 p.m. If those reports didn't come in, they didn't get leads the next week. I didn't chase them. I didn't expend energy following up. 4 o'clock Friday was my expectation. They all knew it. I talked to them verbally about it. I sent it in an email. There was no excuse. So when you didn't get it in and all of a sudden next week you didn't get leads, my phone started ringing from that salesperson. I go, well, what happened to Friday at 4? No excuses. They only ever did that to me once. So you have to have an accountability structure in your organization or behaviors. It has to start with the leaders. What are you going to be held accountable to? You have to have clearly defined expectations and then consequences, because not everybody is going to get on board right away. Create a culture of accountability and your business will grow.